so you can see what the performance is actually looking like. Sawadee-ka! And welcome to Refeel Yoga. In today's video, I'm going to be introducing a very powerful yogic technique known as Uddiyana Bandha. Uddiyana Bandha is a very strong sublimation practice. Now, if you've seen my video, The 4 Pillars on Tantra, you'll know that sublimation is one of the foundational practices to a tantric lifestyle, to a tantric practice. Uddiyana Bandha is also a foundational practice of Kundalini Yoga, as it's one of the very strong practices for awakening and lifting the Kundalini. The word Uddiyana means upward rising, like a bird flying into the sky. And Bandha means energy lock. There's a few different of these energy locks in the body, and they're basically a muscular contraction that redistributes the flow of energy. Uddiyana Bandha is also known as the abdominal lock. The practice of Uddiyana Bandha involves completely emptying the lungs. We keep the breath out, and then we pull the diaphragm in and up. It's like we want to take a breath, but we don't allow the air in. So instead of the diaphragm pulling down, it pulls up and creates this concave shape in the belly and this vacuuming effect. This vacuum really draws the energy from the lower centers and pushes it up the spine. With our mind, we can visualize that energy traveling up the spine and sending it essentially wherever we want. This can be used for healing, this can be used for elevating the consciousness or activating certain chakras. For today's practice, we're going to try to send the energy to the Ajna chakra, the third eye. So focusing on sending the energy up the spine, over the top of the head, and collecting in the middle of the forehead. Now this is a very strong practice. We first learn it in a standing position. Once you get proficient with it in standing, then we learn to do it sitting, and eventually it becomes used in other sorts of practices known as mudras or kriyas, and become very strong, very powerful, and very advanced. But today we're just going to start with the more gentle standing version. So to perform Uddiyana Bandha, we come into a standing position with the feet about shoulder distance apart. And we want to bend at the knees and place the hands just above the knees with the fingers pointed in. Now we want to straighten the elbows. The elbows are locked, and this allows us to relax the abdominal area. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to exhale forward, throwing all the breath out. Make sure the lungs are completely empty. We hold the breath out, we come up to straight elbows, and we're going to pull the diaphragm in and up. Remember, do not inhale. We want the lungs as empty as possible. We hold the diaphragm in and up in Uddiyana Bandha, the abdominal lock, and we visualize this energy traveling up the spine, over the top of the head, and collecting in the middle of the forehead, Ajna chakra. When we can't hold the breath any longer, we release the abdomen, we inhale, and hold the breath in for a little bit, continuing to focus on this sublimation of energy up the spine, bringing the energy up towards the middle of the forehead. When you feel ready, begin again. So you can understand what I'm talking about, I'm going to take off my shirt so you can see what the performance is actually looking like. So we start with the feet, shoulder distance apart, hands just above the knees, not on the knees to protect the knees, just above the knees, fingers pointed in, elbows straight. We take a deep inhalation here. We exhale all the breath out. Make sure the lungs are completely empty. And we're going to pull the diaphragm in and up. Remember, do not inhale. And we visualize this energy traveling up the spine and collecting in the middle of the forehead, Ajna chakra. Continuing to focus on this sublimation of energy up the spine. Now don't worry if this practice is challenging for you at first. It is something that takes practice. It requires the abdomen to relax, to be able to pull up on the diaphragm. If you need help in relaxing your abdomen, your diaphragm, check out my video, Kriya number 3. It's in my Quick Kriya series. I'll put a little link to it somewhere right here. But it's okay if it's not as strong as maybe mine is looking. But let's give it a try. We'll do this we'll do a few rounds. Okay, so continue on your own, with your own breath. But let's see if we can feel this energy lifting up. So knees spread, hands just above the knees. Begin with a deep inhalation. Exhale all the breath out. Hold the breath out. Come up to straight elbows. Pull the diaphragm in and up. And perform one final round. And I will gently come up to a standing position, standing with the eyes closed. Feel the strong activation of Manipura chakra at the navel, an increase in the body temperature, in the digestive fire, and a deep internal massage. Feel the continued movement of energy up the spine as we sublimate the lower energies towards the higher centers. And feel a lightness in your body as the lower energies are refined into higher frequencies. So that was Uddiyana Bandha. This practice is amazing for the digestive system. Really good if you're feeling low or heavy, depressed, overly emotional, as these are usually feelings, emotions coming from the lower chakras. So doing this just for 5 minutes can really change your experience, can really help you to have a higher perspective on something maybe a bit emotional. Also very good to do lifting to the higher chakras before meditation, as it really puts you in this very calm, very transcendental state. And like I said, as you get proficient in the standing version, you can learn to do it sitting, and you can learn to combine it with other techniques into mudras and kriyas, which are very powerful and form the foundation of what is a true Kundalini or Tantric practice. Thank you so much for your time, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for more of these crazy, amazing practices. Namaste.